Machiavelli. A name that still makes people uneasy, the symbol of manipulation, cunning, and cold ambition. But what if you've been lied to? What if Machiavelli wasn't teaching cruelty, but clarity? And what if the very mindset that built empires could also help you take control of your own life, your career, your relationships, your future? Because the truth is, you're already playing a power game, you just don't realize it. When people hear Machiavellian, they think evil, scheming, ruthless, but that's the lazy version, the one that keeps you docile and harmless. Machiavelli's real lesson wasn't about cruelty, it was about understanding power, and not pretending it doesn't exist.
The world doesn't reward who's nice, it rewards who's aware.
Most people play life like it's checkers. Machiavelli played chess. He saw human nature not as it should be, but as it is. People betray, they compete, they posture, and pretending otherwise, that's how you lose. When you stop moralizing the game and start mastering it, you stop being a pawn, you start becoming a player. Machiavelli wasn't immoral, he was amoral. He saw that emotion clouds judgment, that idealism without realism leads to downfall. In The Prince he said, "It is better to be feared than loved, if you cannot be both." He didn't mean be cruel, he meant be respected, be decisive, be willing to make hard choices when others can't. That's Stoic at its core: discipline over desire, reason over reaction.
Power without virtue corrupts. Virtue without power gets ignored.
The balance is the Machiavellian sweet spot, cold clarity guided by inner integrity. You don't need to rule a kingdom to use Machiavelli's wisdom. You just need to rule your own mind. Think about it. Every decision in your life is a negotiation between weakness and willpower, between what's easy and what's effective. Machiavelli teaches, stop waiting for fairness, stop expecting the world to hand you power. Take it, ethically, intelligently, strategically. Not through manipulation, but through self-mastery.
You can't control others, but you can control your position, your leverage, your choices.
That's not selfish, that's survival with purpose. When you learn how influence works, you stop being manipulated by it. But isn't Machiavellian thinking dangerous?
Only if it's used without conscience.
See, Machiavelli's true power was awareness, not deception. He wrote The Prince not to glorify corruption, but to expose how power really moves in the shadows. And once you see that you can navigate it without being consumed by it.
The goal isn't domination, it's direction.
To know how people think, to read the room, to act when others hesitate, that's empowerment, not evil. Look, you're not powerless, you're just untrained. You have influence, you have strategy, you just haven't been taught to use them consciously. So start thinking like a strategist, not a spectator. When life throws chaos at you, don't panic, observe, adapt, position, move. That's what Machiavelli meant by power, not dominance, but agency.
Be kind, but not blind. Be humble, but not helpless.
Because in the end, the world belongs to those who see things clearly and act with precision. That's not manipulation, that's mastery. Machiavelli didn't write The Prince to create tyrants, he wrote it to wake up the naive. To remind us that good intentions without strategy are just wishes. And that wisdom without courage is wasted. Subscribe, share, and hit the notification bell for the next episode. Thanks for being here with the Stoic Quotient, where ancient strength meets modern life.